Pepe Escobar shared significant intelligence about a private dinner involving the head of the European Union, who allegedly pushed for Ursula von der Leyen's re-election without considering the European elections. This has been described as dictatorial, implying that votes do not matter and the Rothschild Cabal dictates the only candidate. It is surprising that the general populace seems to accept this dictatorship while accusing others of fascism. There is concern that this could lead to a civil war between the US and the EU, or even a World War III with Russia, as these dictators cling to power and potentially sacrifice lives in a nuclear conflict. Analyzing the allegations of dictatorial maneuvers in the EU, historical context, and potential implications. Pepe Escobar's recent revelations about a clandestine dinner involving key figures in the European Union have sparked considerable debate. According to Escobar, the dinner was orchestrated to ensure Ursula von der Leyen's re-election as president of the European Commission, bypassing the standard electoral process. Such actions, if true, have been labeled as dictatorial, suggesting a predetermined outcome influenced by powerful elites, allegedly the Rothschild Cabal. This analysis delves into the historical context of such claims, the potential ramifications, and the broader implications for global stability. Historical context, power dynamics, and electoral manipulations. The concept of powerful elites influencing political outcomes is not new. Throughout history, political dynasties and influential families have wielded significant control over governance. The Rothschild family, often at the center of conspiracy theories, has been a symbol of financial power for centuries. While many allegations lack concrete evidence, the perception of their influence persists. In the European context, the EU has always been a complex political entity with various power struggles. The position of the European Commission President is particularly significant, as it plays a crucial role in shaping EU policies. Historically, the selection process for this position has involved negotiations among member states, often leading to accusations of backroom deals and lack of transparency. The Spitzenkandidat process, introduced to bring more democratic legitimacy, has itself faced criticism and inconsistencies. The allegations, dictatorship and democratic erosion. Escobar's claims suggest a blatant disregard for democratic principles, portraying von der Leyen's re-election as a mere formality orchestrated by a select few. If true, this undermines the very foundation of the EU's democratic processes. The notion that votes do not matter and that a shadowy cabal dictates political outcomes resonates with historical instances of authoritarianism. Comparatively, the 20th century saw numerous examples where democratic processes were subverted. In the Soviet Union, elections were often a facade, with outcomes predetermined by the Communist Party. Similarly, in various authoritarian regimes, elections have been used to legitimize the rule of dictators, masking the lack of genuine political competition. Public perception and acceptance. One of the most startling aspects of Escobar's claims is the purported acceptance of these actions by the general populace. This raises questions about the public's awareness and the effectiveness of political propaganda. Throughout history, regimes have maintained control through a combination of censorship, propaganda, and the suppression of dissent. The acceptance of dictatorial actions while accusing others of fascism indicates a complex psychological and socio-political dynamic. The early 21st century has witnessed a rise in populist movements across Europe and the US, often fueled by disillusionment with traditional political elites. This disillusionment can paradoxically lead to the acceptance of undemocratic practices if they are perceived as a means to an end. The erosion of trust in democratic institutions can create a fertile ground for authoritarianism, as seen in various historical contexts. Potential ramifications, civil unrest, and global conflict. The potential consequences of such undemocratic maneuvers are profound. Escobar suggests the possibility of civil war between the US and the EU, or even a World War III involving Russia. While these scenarios might seem extreme, they underscore the fragility of international stability. Historically, the collapse of democratic norms and the rise of authoritarianism have often led to internal strife and international conflicts. The interwar period in Europe saw the rise of fascist regimes, leading to World War II. The Cold War era was marked by proxy wars and the constant threat of nuclear conflict between the US and the Soviet Union. In today's interconnected world, the stakes are even higher. The EU and the US are both integral parts of the global political and economic system. A breakdown in their relationship could have catastrophic consequences. Moreover, Russia's role in global geopolitics adds another layer of complexity. The recent tensions between Russia and NATO highlight the potential for escalation into a broader conflict. Conclusion: navigating a precarious future. Pepe Escobar's allegations about the EU's internal political dynamics serve as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between democracy and authoritarianism. While it is crucial to critically examine such claims and seek verifiable evidence, the broader implications cannot be ignored. The historical precedents of democratic erosion, public acquiescence, and the ensuing conflicts provide valuable lessons. To prevent a descent into authoritarianism and potential global conflict, it is imperative for citizens, policymakers, and international bodies to uphold democratic principles, ensure transparency, and foster informed public discourse. The future stability of the global order hinges on the collective commitment to these ideals.